So I grew up in a little town called Tomball, Texas, and I really got involved in the disability field as a result of being the younger brother to my sole sibling, TJ, who's an individual with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So growing up alongside an individual with the disabilities gave me an interesting vantage point to kind of witness some of the challenges and barriers that faced my brother as he was growing up and that faced my parents growing up. So a lot of these unfortunate circumstances, made me think about how I might be able to play a role in the disability field in order to kind of break down some of these barriers. I don't know if I've thought about, a lot of that stuff. I just try and really focus on work on a day-to-day basis and move forward. But there have been times in my career that I've been really happy with some outcomes. But again, as I've mentioned previously, it really is about the collaboration. It's really about forging relationships with other advocates, people with disabilities, other community leaders to get things accomplished. Some of the things that I've worked on, the national level, or a piece of legislation called the ABLE Act, which allows individuals with disabilities to save funds without having to jeopardize their supports and services, their Medicaid supports and services. That was a really great accomplishment. Working hand in hand with other disability-related advocates and different policymakers on the Affordable Care Act and expanding Medicaid for folks. That was a really great accomplishment that took place. But every day is another opportunity to try and make progress. And I think everybody should be appreciative of the collective good that we're all trying to do. So I think living in or working in the disability field, especially I've tried to do my best, working on legislative issues that affect folks with disabilities. And I found that there's so many incredible allies out there, whether it's other family members, siblings, certainly individuals with disability themselves, I think are the most incredible advocates. And just making sure that you're all talking and you understand the issues as best you can. I would also say, having endurance. A lot of these issues take a long time, they're complex and they're difficult, and they can't be solved overnight. So just making sure that you're communicating with those that are like-minded has been a real big thing to focus on, and just keep fighting. Even when things seem to be very difficult, or maybe there's some setbacks, just having the fortitude to continue to move forward and to collaborate, I found is extremely helpful. Yeah, so it's an incredible blessing, an incredible privilege, and it's very humbling to be able to take the lead and to be given such trust to take the lead of such an incredible organization as Ability360 is. I can't take a huge amount of credit. I've only been here for about 4 years, but so many people that have worked over decades. Ability360 has been around for over 40 years to build this organization. I mean, those are the folks that are really, really incredible, and that really, all the hard work that they've done before I came along really inspires me to continue that legacy of excellence and integrity in terms of all the supports and programs that Ability360 provides. I've had the great privilege of working for a number of different disability-related organizations, both professionally and personally. Ability360 really is a special organization. Some of the things that sets Ability360 apart from other disability-related organizations is the fact that we represent folks and we support folks with disabilities across the entire spectrum of disability. So we don't focus on one type of disability, but we provide support services and programs for folks with autism, Down syndrome, intellectual developmental disabilities, physical disabilities, mental health, and so many other different types of disabilities. So I think that's one of the things that allows us to be a bit unique. Also, the creativity that exists in this organization is just unbelievable. I'm just so, on a daily basis, impressed with so many different champions that work here in terms of thinking creatively about how to address many of the issues that oftentimes challenge individuals with disabilities. Yeah, so Ability360 has such an incredible amount of different supports and services, not the least of which is our beautiful sports and fitness center. I mean, it really is a place where people can come, feel included in every aspect of sports and fitness, but it's so much more than that. I really think of it as, almost like a community center where people come to build relationships, work on their fitness, but We have everything from, folks that are coming in to play chess and to get to talk, all the way up to Paralympians that come in from all over the world to train. So it really is a special place, and I feel so amazingly blessed to be a part of it. Yeah, so, independent living, self-determination, I think these are concepts that are vitally important to folks with disabilities. Oftentimes, I believe that folks, in terms of disabilities, anybody that doesn't really understand kind of the disability world is probably because they haven't experienced, or they don't have a lot of experience around folks with disabilities. But at the end of the day, I think independent living and self-sufficiency really comes down to just making sure that people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as anybody else. Hope right now is just all the incredible people that have come from before me, and all the incredible work that they've done that I can now, or I have the opportunity to try and build on. All their sacrifices, all their hard work, all the self-advocates, all the parents and family members that have fought so hard to be able to enjoy some of the progress that we've made now. I think that gives me hope and continuing to move forward. What keeps me grounded outside of work is just my incredible network of friends and family, and mentors, I should say, both professional and personal. These are individuals that I know on frustrating days I can always count on to not only listen to some of the frustrations that may come up when working in advocacy and trying to make change and trying to confront different types of challenges, but they also are incredible people who offer advice and remind me to make sure that I'm taking note of the small successes and not getting kind of bogged down in what can be day-to-day frustrations of taking on very challenging tasks. I'm at a point in my career, in a position at this organization, where I get to kind of witness so many of our young advocates and their learning and their progressing in the field, and it just makes me really, really excited. If I could give them any advice, I'd say, just keep learning, try and find people that you admire and that have been successful in the field, and get as close to them as possible, watch them, ask plenty of questions, never feel bashful about not fully understanding things, because things are complex. At the end of the day, just keep moving forward.